Welcome, traveler. And today we will be discussing the origins and the legends behind the classic Halloween staple, the pumpkin carved with a lit candle inside. Yes, the jack-o'-lantern. Why is it that everyone carves a jack-o'-lantern on Halloween? Why do we cover our porches with pumpkins with lights inside? I will tell you. Interestingly, jack-o'-lanterns weren't always pumpkins. And it wasn't always so cute and adorable. It actually comes from an old ghost story, a warning, and a spell all in one. According to the myth, the name of a jack-o'-lantern comes from the Irish legend known as Stingy Jack. Jack was a trickster, a drunkard, a man who invited the devil to drink and then tricked the devil into climbing a tree. Jack carved a cross in the bark of the tree so that the devil couldn't get down. Eventually, many years later, Jack died, and he was rejected from heaven. Interestingly enough, he was rejected from hell because the devil couldn't stand him. So, the devil decided to throw Jack into burning coals and cursed him to wander in darkness forever. So, Jack decided to put an ember into a hollowed out turnip and wander the earth in darkness alone for eternity. He was known as Jack of the Lantern, Jack-o'-lantern. He was a soul with no home, just a burning coal in an empty turnip and a face. So long before pumpkins, people in Ireland and Scotland carved grotesque faces into turnips and beets, not for fun, but for fear, to scare off the wandering spirits during the day where the spirits were the closest. These weren't just decorations, they were protection spells. They were daily magic used to keep off wandering spirits. Faces were carved to scare away these spirits during Samhain, which is the day now known as Halloween, the time when the veil between the worlds was the thinnest and the dead would roam free on the earth. The jack-o'-lantern was both a mimic and a mirror. It looked like the spirits, so they would pass it by, or it looked like you, so they wouldn't come closer. During Samhain, now known as Halloween, fire was considered essential. People would burn hearth fires in their house, and if they were extinguished and relit for communal sacred flames. People wore masks to confuse the dead. They carried lanterns to guide themselves or to confuse ghosts. The jack-o'-lantern became a mobile fire, a spirit light in the dark to carry with you if you needed to travel throughout town. Pumpkins only entered the story when Irish immigrants finally came to the Americas. Pumpkins were softer and very common, and they were bigger and easier to carve, and they were everywhere. So turnips turned into pumpkins, but the same rituals remained. In the United States, Halloween slowly became less sacred and more secular. The jack-o'-lantern was once a symbol of death and protection, and eventually just became a fun, kitschy craft that people would do for the kicks. But the old magic didn't entirely vanish. Pumpkin patches still feel liminal. The carving still holds ritual weight. The candles still burn with intention, even if people don't know why. We still put faces in the dark and give them fire. From Sleepy Hollow to The Nightmare Before Christmas, jack-o'-lanterns haunt media. They're everywhere we turn during this time of year. They symbolize the playful side of horror, the trickster grin, the moment when light becomes eerie. But they're so ancestral. You're not just carving a pumpkin, you're carrying on an ancient ritual, lighting a coal for Stingy Jack, burning a beacon on Halloween. You are carrying on an ancient legacy. And I guess We're always carrying on ancient legacy, whether we realize it or not. The physical world and the spirit world are intertwined, and the present day and the ancient world are intertwined. We are living examples of the thoughts, beliefs, and customs of our ancestors, whether we realize it or not. Follow my podcast for deeper dives and longer form episodes of all things esoteric, magical, and ancient.